Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim, and we have Mark and John Cronin. So you guys just want to tell us where you're calling in from and what you do.
John, why don't you do an introduction?
Yes, Dad. Hi, everyone. My name is John. This is my partner. My dad's Mark. We are John Crazy Socks.
And what's our mission?
Spread happiness.
And so, Dan, in a nutshell, John's Crazy Socks, we are a social enterprise with a mission to
Spread happiness.
spread happiness. John here was his idea.
Yes.
We opened in December of 2016, bootstrapped it, and now how many socks do we have?
We have 4,000 different socks.
Which means John here owns the world's largest sock store.
Yes,
And one thing to let people know, you have Down syndrome?
I am.
And what do you say about that?
I have Down syndrome. Down syndrome, I never hold me back.
It does not. It was his idea to start the company. That's why his name is in the title.
Absolutely.
But Dan, we are checking in with you from Middletown, Delaware. We're on the road because we are down here with the Pro Bowlers Tour.
This is really exciting.
Because John's Crazy Socks is now the official maker of the socks for the Pro Bowling Tour.
I love that. So in terms of those socks, are they like special socks for bowlers, or like how do those socks, I guess, even like, differ, if at all, from your
Well, they have the PBA logo on them, but we work with some bowlers to get feedback on the design, so they're an athletic type sock. However, we have added some other more dress feel socks for bowlers, and we are working with two of the rising stars in the bowling world, Kyle Troop and Packy Hanrahan. And we're making socks for them. So those are great fun things. And we're adding some more bowling items. We are all in. We love it, right?
I'm really excited.
And in fact, Saturday, we're recording this on Thursday, January 23rd. This is the first tournament of the year down here in Delaware, being televised on Fox Sports on Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern. And John is going to roll out.
I'm going to roll out our very first ball.
The ceremonial first ball.
I'm really excited.
Awesome.
What great fun.
Yeah.
So, John, do you bowl, or I guess like what made you guys want to pursue this channel of bowling?
Well, John's been a long-time bowler with the Special Olympics. Every year we have a company bowling outing. But what interested us, you can think about the Pro Bowling Tour as being the anti-NFL tour. Everybody knows the National Football League. And in the NFL, you wear a helmet that hides your face. And if you celebrate too much, they give you a penalty. And then afterwards, when you talk to the media, they want everyone to speak in cliches, don't really say anything. In bowling, fans are right there on top of it. And they encourage the personalities and the eccentricities of the bowlers. It is the fastest growing participant sport. And so it fits exactly with what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're all about self-expression. We're all about having fun. We're all about spreading happiness, right?
Absolutely.
And we're about inclusion. The Pro Bowl welcomes everybody. So it's a natural fit for us. And we've loved working with these folks. So, it's been a good start.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, that you guys have also worked with the Special Olympics in the past. So is this like your second sports league, or do you have like other sports league that you've also worked with?
Well, the Special Olympics is very, dear and important to us. We have one of our 5 key pillars is our giving back. We don't think it's enough to just sell stuff. So from day one, we have devoted 5% of our earnings to the Special Olympics.
Yes.
And why the Special Olympics?
I am a Special Olympic athlete.
Right? And we'll tell you, If there was no Special Olympics, there'd be no John's Crazy Socks. So we started there. With the Special Olympics, we have different socks that raise money for the Special Olympics. We've just introduced a new line of athletic socks that's going to highlight each of the Special Olympic sports. So the first ones are soccer, basketball, track and field.
Yes.
But we've gone on to create what we call our awareness sock that celebrate and raise awareness for causes and raise money for causes. So what were the first awareness socks we created?
Our very first one is Identity Awareness Sock.
Down Syndrome Awareness Sock. And they raise money for the National Down Syndrome Society. But we have a whole line now of autism-related socks, and that raise money for the Autism Society of America. And CP socks that raise money for United Cerebral Palsy. So in our Giving Back program, John here has now donated over $800,000 to our charity partner. And that's part of the experience with our customers, right? Customers know when they buy from us, they're supporting these causes, right? You buy from us, you get great socks, right? You always got to have the right product and service. We have over 30,000 five-star reviews. But when you buy from us, you also know you're helping us employ people with different abilities. More than half of our colleagues have a differing ability. You're supporting the Giving Back program. And most of all, you're helping us
spread happiness.
Spread happiness. You wear the socks, they make you happy.
Yes.
You give them to somebody else, that makes you happy. And when that person puts the socks on, it makes them feel happy and they think of you. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, I mean, like, as you know, right, like in a few years, we're going to have the Olympics here in the US in Los Angeles. Is that something that you're kind of looking to be a partner or be involved at some, like at some level with the Olympics because they're going to be here in the US?
We would love to do that. There's always this caution. So the Olympics, to be a sponsor of the Olympics, they want hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's beyond the reach of our little engine that could.
Right.
I mean, yes, we are the world's largest sock store. We've shipped over 475,000 orders to 89 different countries. But we're not the type of place that's going to spend $500,000 on sponsorship.
Right.
We'll make donations, and we work with our customers. Our customers are our best salespeople. We have very loyal customers.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that if I recall correctly as well, that you guys have given socks or, work with some athletes that are professional athletes at different levels. So maybe not sponsoring like the whole ceremony, but maybe I'm working, with some athletes.
We provided socks for different athletes. We did some stuff with Tommy Tremble, who's a tight end for the Carolina Panthers. So we've done things like that. You ask about sports. What football team do we root for?
The Jets.
We root for the Jets, and that means we know how to do what?
Suffer.
We know how to suffer. Last year when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, John was sending him socks and sending him videos, encouraging him. And, you do things like that, right?
Yeah, I know.
There was a point, now this was a whole bunch of years ago, when, what's his name? He played for the Giants, the wide receiver.
I know.
Who? There was T.J. Watt.
T.J. Watt.
And then the receiver, O.J. Beckham, right?
Odell Beckham.
And, so T.J. Watt got hurt, and John said, we should send him some socks to make him feel better. And then Beckham got hurt, and John said, we should send him socks to make him feel better. And I said, this is great. But if you want to send socks every time somebody in the NFL gets hurt, we're going to be out of business pretty soon.
We have Aaron Rodgers.
Right, you've done with Aaron Rodgers. That's right.
So the players get back to you? Do they?
Some do, some don't. You never know, and that's okay.
Right.
You don't give things expecting a tit for tat.
Right, exactly.
But one that developed, and this was really sweet, and this now happened years ago. We had read that former President Bush, George H.W. Bush, that he loved wearing crazy socks. John said we should send him some socks. Well, his office called us and said, the president loved getting those socks. Can we get more?
Oh, wow.
And then he started sending John socks.
Yeah.
So they became like sock buddies. And so that went on for a long time. And the former president started tweeting pictures of the socks he had from John.
Oh,
and
wow.
celebrating, because he signed the Americans with Disabilities Act, saying this is
Right.
exactly what we had in mind. And then when his wife, when Barbara Bush passed away, his office called and said that the president and the family wanted to wear socks to honor her commitment to literacy, and could we help him out? So we overnighted socks to him. And the day of her funeral, the only communication he had with the outside world was to tweet out a picture of the socks that he was wearing, because that's how he communicated with the world.
Yeah.
So you never know what's going to happen when you send something out. But when we do that, it's never, okay, if we send this to you, you have to do this. It's like,
For sure, yeah. But that's
right?
still really cool. Yeah, I think that's a fascinating story. And then in terms of selling your socks, right? I mean, are you guys still focused on your website? Do you guys sell in stores, have your own
Well, we
stores?
we have three channels. The largest is still direct to consumer, and that's through our website. And then we do sell to other businesses, and that's been the fastest growing part of our business, making custom socks, gift packages. We have welcome programs that employers use with new employees or new customers. And we're introducing, we're taking some of the services we provide ourselves and now offering that to others. So we're introducing a kitting and assembly service that with manufacturers and distributors. And then the third channel is wholesale. And we had some, a big start. We were in 800 some odd Kohl's stores. We're reconfiguring that. We're not a discount
Right.
brand. We're not a luxury brand. We're not charging $50 for a pair of socks, but we're not a discount brand.
Right.
And so we're lining up with more, boutiques and quality shops, and that's our niche. So that's going well. We get people every once in a while call us up and say, you charge $13 for a pair of socks. Well, I could, I need less than that. And we do have some less expensive socks, but we'll also give them the address for the nearest Costco or Walmart, and say, if that's what you want, let us help you out. Uh,
Right.
we
Have you guys thought about like opening a retail store, maybe as part of your
have
warehouse?
looked at that. We are this year going to open a factory store, a warehouse store. We have looked at that, and we've had some conversations about, we want to set up a flagship, get that to work. And then we've had conversations about franchising that. The store might be John's World, come into this fabulous gift shop where magic happens. Come into a world where everybody's happy.
Yes.
Awesome. So essentially, as part of this year's plan, that you're going to have an ability for people to go to your warehouse. It's like a mini shop there, and they can go and pick out socks that they would like.
Right. But, it's still growing that direct to consumer. Not sure when you'll air this, but we'll let some things in, some news out. We think about our customers all the time. We have this mission to spread happiness, and that's not just empty words on the page. That determines our budgets, our allocation of resources, everything we do. So John has a birthday coming up. When's your birthday?
February 11th.
And John is like a hobbit. He doesn't like getting gifts. He likes giving things out. So on his birthday, we're going to announce that moving forward, we will do free shipping on every order.
Wow.
Right? That's what customers want. They've told us that in surveys and feedback that they really like free shipping. So free shipping on every order. We already offer a 2-year guarantee on our sock. And and it's free returns. You don't even have to send them back to us. We'll just give you the money back. And we've done that for a long time. Our return rate is less than 2%. People love what they get. But we're going to take care of customers. And on his birthday, what do we put in every package?
Every package, again, thank note for me and a candy.
Candy. So on his birthday, we're going to be putting extra candy in those packages. And on his birthday, it's come back to Special Olympics. For every order, we're going to donate $1 to Special Olympics. So those are the types of things we do. But this year we're driving. We're introducing free shipping for everything. We're building up our compression socks. People wear. We drove down here from New York yesterday. If I'm going on a long drive or a flight, I'm wearing compression socks. And most compression socks are, what's the word, John? Boring.
Okay.
But we don't do boring. So we have fun, colorful compression socks.
Yes.
right? You don't do boring, do you?
No.
We do have a fun small initiative we're doing that we'll be introducing next month. So who approves everything we sell?
I do.
And John likes everything to be clean, above board. He doesn't like foul language. He doesn't like nasty things. But we've been convinced. His brother Jamie works with us. He's the Lord of the Socks. Jamie runs our warehouse and manages all our fulfillment. Well, next month we're going to introduce Jamie's naughty socks. These are socks John wouldn't approve, but Jamie wants out there.
That's awesome. So if somebody placed an order, I'm curious, John, what kind of candy can they expect to receive in the order?
What candy do we put in now?
Right now we put a lollipop.
Lollipops. But there's a whole lot about the candy, right? When we started, what candy were we putting in?
We started our Hershey Kisses.
Hershey's Kisses. And everybody loved it. Think about it. You opened a package, you could smell the chocolate. It was great. Until we got the email from the woman in Florida saying you may not want to send chocolate to the South in the warm weather. So we moved on to Skittles. And we sent out over 300,000 packages of Skittles and kept knocking on different doors at the Mars Corporation saying, hey, we should work together. And we finally spoke to the right, leader, the right C-suite guy who said, this all sounds great, but you know what? We work with NASCAR and the NFL. We're not looking to be candy partners with the little sock company. So, well, that's fine, but I'm no longer going to buy Skittles. And that's when we moved to the lollipops. There's a story here. And this is, you're a business owner, some way you think about. Our Lord of the Socks, he found us a place with lollipops, and we liked that. And we were paying 26 cents a package for the Skittles. And the lollipops are a little less than 5 cents. Okay. So we said we'll put at least two in every package. Why two?
One for a customer, one for a friend.
Right? One for you, one to give to a friend. Well, our strategic partners said, no. Just one lollipop. And if people complain, then we'll do something about it. And realize, I got to explain 2 lollipops over 1 lollipop to you. We got a problem. And, and here's something, we always share, we think a lot about this. You got to know who you are. You got to know what your purpose, your mission is, and you got to know your value. And your values aren't real until you're willing to spend money on them or give up money.
Right.
So, we're down to lollipops. There are a couple variations. A couple of years ago, one of our packers came to us and said, we sell socks for diabetics and we're sending them candy. What's wrong with that picture? So now we have a supply of sugar-free candy. So if you order diabetic socks, we'll include that. So, we're about customer experience. When you get a package from us, it comes in this bright package. So it's not the dull brown that you see from like your friend Jeff Bezos or at Amazon. But you open the package up, you get your socks. You get a handwritten thank you note from John. And on the flip side of that, you get the story of John's crazy socks on our Giving Back. You get a discount for a future order. You get candy. And on the packing slip, you see the name and the picture of the person who packed your order, because you're helping us hire people with different abilities.
I love that.
So you're not just getting socks. You're getting a dose of happiness. You open that package and you just see the package and you feel good.
That's awesome. And then, John, what are your favorite socks to wear out of all the socks that you guys sell?
What are your favorite socks?
My favorite pair of socks is I down this room superhero socks with a cape, the back, and also I really like that.
What?
My face on it.
Your face is on that, right? So, it turns out when you're a sock tycoon, people ask you all the time what socks you wear. And you're always thinking about what you're going to wear. So you got your PBA socks on today, right? And what do you like to wear on Saturdays?
On Saturdays, I wear a poop emoji sock.
Poop emoji socks.
Yeah, I didn't put it with me.
Yeah, because you can take the boy out of junior high, but you can't take the junior high out of the boy.
It's awesome. So if you guys, could go back in time to before you started this business, what is one biggest piece of advice that you wish you knew beforehand?
Watch the cash flow, watch your capital.
That's
We
good.
bootstrapped, we grew rapidly. That was all great, but we got over our skis a bit and then had to retrench, and that was really painful. But the main thing is just go and do it. And it's always a good question, what lessons have you learned? And maybe you go forward doing it. But I
Right.
think of a Robert Allen Keane song of Corpus Christi Bay, and it's about these two brothers, and one of them says, if I could go back and do it all over, I'd probably do the same things anyway.
Right, exactly.
It's one of the things, and John here he's a natural entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Your entrepreneurs out there, people worry, oh, but what if it goes wrong? Or do I need to know this? And just go and do it. Go and get started. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Go and get started. You'll never be ready. You'll never know enough. And if you stop and realize everything you have to know in running a business, oh my God, you would never do it.
Exactly.
Be
That's true.
overwhelming. It's but just get up and running. What's the worst thing that happens?
Exactly.
Right? I've spent most of my career in the healthcare field, and I can tell you about really great successes of businesses I started and led. But I can tell you about other things too. I can tell you about New Gutenberg software. We made baseball for Windows 95. We got rave reviews. We lost every penny. That was, no one's calling me up asking me to give speeches about that.
Right.
But you know what? If we didn't do that, there'd be no John's Crazy Socks.
Exactly. So if we're going to have this conversation again in 1 year from now, where do you guys see things going for John's Crazy Socks?
A year from now, we'll be in more stores. We will have more kitting and assembly customers, and therefore we will have created more jobs, and we will double our direct-to-consumer sales at our website. I also expect a year from now that we have a second business we're getting off the ground, and it's a publishing company. And a year from now, we'll have 5 books published, including 2 by John.
Yeah.
A picture book called Down Syndrome Never Holds Me Back, as well as, what's the other book?
Oh, yeah. John, giant book of jokes.
John's Giant Book of Jokes.
Dad,
Yes.
knock.
Who's there?
Orange,
Orange who?
knock.
Who's there?
Orange. I'm so glad I didn't say orange.
John. You make no sense. What do you do? Yes, so that's a year from now, hold us accountable, and that's we'll have our factory store, our warehouse store open, and I'm 66 years old. I don't really have time for a 10-year plan. You got to get going now.
You old, Dad.
Thank you so much.
So if somebody watching this wanted to find you guys, you mind sharing your website, social media, I guess best ways to get in.
Where can they find us, John?
I go at johnscrazysock.com. Check it out on all the platforms.
John'sCrazySocks.com. We're on all the social media platforms. You just do a search for that. You can listen to us. We have our own podcast. What's that called?
Really happy
The
podcast.
Spreading Happiness Podcast with John and Mark. If you want to reach me, if there's some way that I could help somebody, you can do it through our website, or I'm the only Mark X Cronin on LinkedIn. You can find me out there. We're always looking to meet with other awesome and business owners, and always looking at ways to collaborate, right, buddy?
Yeah, partner.
Well, John and Mark, it was a pleasure to have you back on the show, and thank you both for your time.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
And make sure you're listening to Dan Melnick.
Thank you.
Got a great podcast.
Great.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. All right, thanks. All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.